Hello everyone, Caleb here, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to use ModuleScripts in Roblox Studio. And ModuleScripts in Roblox Studio are really useful because, say I have this code base that has hundreds of scripts in it. I may not have even written some of them. But if I use ModuleScripts, I can write, let's just say, a lighting library or a library for this or that, or whatever the case may be that you're writing a library for, and all the functions and variables and everything like that related to whatever your module script is for. So let's just say lighting for the sake of example. Then all of my functions for lighting will be in this lighting module script. This lighting module script will simplify my thoughts and the way I do things a lot more solely because of the fact that it'll allow me to have it all condensed into one place, so I don't have to sift through a bunch of different things every time I go to look for what errored this time. And we can see the module scripts are these little purple things, and when we make a new one, you'll see that we already have some preset stuff here. There's this local module equals whatever, and these two curly brackets here that open and close immediately is actually called a table in LUA. And the tables can hold things, whether variables or functions or really whatever. There's also this return module at the end that means it simply returns the table that it made just prior to that. Now, when we first open up a module script, this is all we really have, this table. And if I were to just randomly put in local function test, parentheses, and then let's just say it prints the word test, for example, then I call this function test in the standard fashion, and we play test the game, and I go to open output, then we can see that we don't have that, that output there of test. It's just nowhere to be found. And that's because a module script doesn't actually run on its own. It has to be required by another script to successfully run. So I'm going to keep the function here and remove the function call because it doesn't do anything, and put an actual script into the workspace quickly. And in this script, we are going to require our module. To do that, we're going to type require script.parent, wait for child, module script. Excuse me, it needs to be in quotes, module script. And then we need to actually assign this to a variable as well. So I'm going to put it in as local a equals require script.parent, wait for child, module script. And then I'm just going to call a.test because a is the table that we passed from the module script at playtesting the game and opening the output. We can now see that it said attempt to call a nil value. And that's entirely because in our module script, we can't just put local function test because the word local here actually limits it to this script and this script only. So we're going to have to get rid of the local, and we're going to put module.test. The reason we put module.test here is because it includes it as part of the module, which we see as a table right here, and it will be returned when the other script requires the module script. And now we can see it in our output. It says test successfully because a script has to be required to, when it's a module script, to have the functions passed on the way they should be. And for that to happen, they have to be in the table as we see here. And so now we have our module script that's working, but for the sake of a better example, I'm going to put function module, and let's just call this switch time. And we'll make it so that it flips the time every second. And so we'll put game.lighting.clockTime, because that's an integer of 1 through 24 that represents in-game time plus 12. And what this means is in military time, it will add 12 hours to the current time. So if it's noon, it'll make it midnight. If it's midnight, it will make it noon when we call this function. And I'll switch to toggle time in here, and we'll play test the game to make sure that it all works the right way around. And I called it the wrong thing. I called it switch time, not toggle time. But now we'll play test the game, and we will see that it toggles the time to night because it's usually day when you just randomly playtest a game in Roblox Studio. And so I'll wrap this in a while true loop to call a.switchTime and have it task.wait1 so that every second this will happen. So every second it will flop the time now. You can see it's day and night and day and night and day and night and so on and so forth. Theoretically, infinitely really. And now we'll stop the playtest, head back to our main script, and we'll see that these are just a bunch of placeholder names really. So like A and module and all of that. And I just want to quickly show you that these names really don't matter. So let's just, for the sake of example, say I'm making a time library that modifies a lot to do with the game time. And so I'm going to keep the module and the module script exactly the same because that's really fine. And there's not much reason to change it at all to really amount to anything. But if I wanted to change it, I could just put new table. Then we'll have to change it in our function and return statement as well. Otherwise, it won't properly give us the right table. And so if I put local timelib instead of A in our main script as well, and then again timelib.switchTime, then we can see that when I hover it over, it even tells us it's the new table variable from our module script. And playtesting the game, we can see that it still works just fine as expected, and it will flip between day and night really just forever. And we can see that the names just don't matter, and they can be whatever we want them to be, really just whatever is the most acceptable to us. And once again, the reason that we have to require is that without requiring the module script like we do here, it won't run. So we require the script.parent, which is the workspace we can see right here, and wait for child module script, which is of course our module script in the workspace. The reason we use wait for child instead of just .module script is there's a lot of times that the server will load before everything else in the game. And when that happens, if we just have .module script here, it'll say that the module script isn't there. Wait for child combats that by waiting until the script's actually there to try and load it. So that's really, it's not too complicated. That's how module scripts work in Roblox Studio. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have, I hope that you would consider leaving a like and subscribing, but that's really all I have for today. I'll see you in the next video.